Starmer isn't happy with this latest news as quite simply, he has had a catastrophic Sunday. In today's video, we will discuss what is going wrong, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, please hit the like and subscribe button and join our fast-growing community. Keir Starmer's honeymoon period as Prime Minister appears all but over as a new opinion poll puts Nigel Farage well ahead of the Labour leader on net approval. Opinion put the Prime Minister's net approval at -26%, 1 point behind Rishi Sunak on -25%. Starmer had registered a positive net approval rating of 19% after pulling off a landslide victory on July 4th. However, Starmer is now trailing his main rivals as suffering a 45% slump. The Prime Minister's approval collapse comes following a number of controversial measures, including axing winter fuel payments for 10 million pensioners and releasing convicts early to free up prison space. Farage, who yesterday concluded Reform UK's annual conference in Birmingham, saw his net approval stand at -12%. Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey registers the strongest net approval at 3%. In other news, Angela Rayner vowed to strengthen the power of trade unions today, as she revealed Labour's new radical employment rights bill would be introduced in Parliament in just weeks. Opening the Labour Party's annual conference in Liverpool, the Deputy Prime Minister gave a long list of change she planned to impose on businesses across the UK in order to overhaul Britain's current employment rights. Declaring the changes are coming to a workplace near you, she said Labour was going to make work pay. Taking to the conference stage, Rayner said, "I promised the greatest upgrade for workers' rights in a generation, nothing less than a new deal for working people. I can confirm that the Employment Rights Bill will be tabled in Parliament next month. They said we couldn't do it. Some tried to stop it in its tracks. But after years of opposition, we are on the verge of historic legislation to make work more secure, make it more family-friendly, go further and faster to close the gender pay gap, ensure rights are enforced and trade unions are strengthened. That means repealing the Tories' anti-worker laws and new rights for union reps too. A genuine living wage and sick pay for the lowest earners, banning exploitative zero-hour contracts and unpaid internships and fire and rehire, and we will bring in basic rights from day one on the job. Conference, this is our plan to make work pay and it is coming to a workplace near you." Labour delegates cheered as the raft of new measures were outlined by the Ashton-under-Lyne MP. Businesses have warned Labour against going too far with its change in employment rights. Last month, Martin McTague, the national chairman of the Federation of Small Businesses, FSB, said he feared the new employment rights bill would impact small businesses. He said, "The biggest harms will come from ramping up risk and cost when weighing up who and whether to recruit. Formal dismissal process from day one would add to your risk and could cause real damage to the economy. Anyone looking at sky-high economic inactivity and not thinking about how small employers recruit is thinking about the problem in the wrong way." Rayner said the planned overhaul in workers' rights was in part based on her own experiences working as a young single mum. "It was tough at times. I started on casual terms, and I wasn't paid for travel," she said. "Insecurity at work is the daily reality for so many. Far too many people across our country know that the world of work isn't working for them." In another party of her speech, Rayner hailed the party's July election victory, announcing, "Change has begun. They thought our party was history, but this year conference we made history together," she added, before saying, 80 days in government and we've been busy." Outlining Labour's policies so far, the Deputy Prime Minister continued, "A devolution revolution, a bill to deliver new rights and protections for renters, planning reform to get Britain building, a landmark review to fix our NHS, a child poverty task force, 100 new specialist officers to tackle criminals, an end to one-word Ofsted inspections. Ending the ban on onshore wind and fines for bosses polluting our waters, bills to kickstart Great British Energy and to prevent another Liz Truss disastrous mini-budget, to put buses in local hands and bring rail into public ownership. Conference, change has begun." In other news, Keir Starmer has doubled down on his warning that Rachel Reeves's budget at the end of October is going to be tough, amid a series of sombre announcements. The Labour Party has already faced criticism over the slashing of the winter fuel payment by restricting it to pensioners on pension credit. Reeves has said that next month's budget will involve difficult decisions on tax, spending and welfare. Critics have slammed a possible cap on lump sum allowance, LSA, tax hikes on beer, wine and spirits, and a council tax reform. However, the Prime Minister has hit back at denunciation after discovering £22 billion of unfunded spending. We've got £22 billion to find, and there are no easy decisions when you've got £22 billion to find. We couldn't pretend it's not there. That means really difficult decisions, he told The Observer. As the Labour conference kicks off in Liverpool, trade unions and party activists are expected to oppose the cuts. However, Starmer has pledged to defend public services from further austerity and protect working people from tax rises. During his latest interview, he stressed that public services were already severely underfunded and could not endure further cuts while still meeting the needs of the public. The Labour leader said, "I'm acutely aware that our public services are on their knees, and there will always be some that say there's an argument for deep cuts. I ran a public service. I know what cuts feel like, and I know that a lot of them are cut to the bone, and therefore we have got to make sure that our public services are functioning properly." He added that working people will be protected from tax increases. People have had a lot of tax rises, and there's not much more room for tax rises. That's why I made the commitment in relation to working people, he said. Starmer's personal approval ratings have significantly dropped to their lowest ever, below former Tory leader Rishi Sunak. Since July, his ratings are down a huge 45 points. Lastly, Prince Harry was left waiting as a Hollywood star walked straight past the Duke of Sussex in an awkward gaffe. The Duke of Sussex presented an award at Kevin Costner's 1805 live concert, which saw singer Richard Marx accidentally walk past the royal. Prince Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, was forced to remain at home due to ill health. The Don't Mean Nothing hitmaker graced the stage and sang a series of his most iconic songs. The royal waited backstage to congratulate him on the performance, which took place at Costner's sprawling oceanside estate. Harry presented an award to local pilot Lauren Courtney for her outstanding achievements. The father of two made a joke during his speech, claiming that they both felt more comfortable flying helicopters than being on stage. Costner puts on the event to celebrate the heroism of first responders. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. Take care.